It's 12 o'clock.
This is the news on Honor 103.5 FM. Honor FM News. Accurate, transparent, undiluted. We go big. We bring you the news behind the news. Honor FM News. If it's new, then it's news.
A beautiful morning to you. Welcome to the World News at noon on Honor 103.5 FM. I am Anulu Akpo Ido. But first, the headlines. On the national scene, federal government calls for human deportation of Nigerians. And in the continent, dozens killed in latest mine accident at illegal mine site in Mali. On the foreign scene, Netanyahu states readiness to embrace U.S. resettling Gaza's population. In business, federal government probes hoarding of IDP's relief materials. In entertainment, award-winning Nigerian author Chimamanda Adichie announces birth of new twins. And in sports, Arsenal star Nwaneri breaks Saka's EPL record. And now the news in detail. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bianca Odumegu-Ojukwu, has urged the U.S. to adhere to established protocols when deporting immigrants from its territory. She made this appeal in a statement on Sunday in Abuja following a visit by the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., as issued by Magnus Eze, as Special Assistant on Communication and New Media. Odumegu-Ojukwu voiced concerns about the possible suspension of the U.S. Dropbox visa system. She highlighted the emotional and financial distress faced by many Nigerians in the United States since the new administration signaled its intention to deport certain categories of immigrants. She revealed that around 201 Nigerians are currently in U.S. immigration camps, with approximately 85 already cleared for deportation. And still on the national scene, the House of Representatives is considering a bill to amend the Nigeria Police Act 2020. This will be to regulate the deployment of police officers to top government officials and prevent abuse of the practice. The bill was sponsored by the lawmaker representing Ekpe Federal Constituency, Lagos State, Wale Raji, during the plenary session. He stated that the bill seeks to limit the duration of officers that can serve in such roles and ensure their reassignment to core police duties after a specified period. The bill introduces a 3-year limit for police officers assigned as orderlies in elected officials, after which they must return to their police divisions for other duties and further training. Additionally, such officers will not be eligible for reassignment to similar roles for at least 5 years. Straight to the continent, where dozens of people, mostly women, have died after an illegal gold mine collapsed in the west of the Mali on Saturday. According to report, the victims had climbed into an open pit left by industrial miners in the hope of finding small pieces of gold. However, rescue operations have continued at the Bilali Koto as emergency response and services and volunteers work to extract survivors. Local authorities, according to the report, said many people have been injured and that the death toll is likely to rise. The disaster has highlighted the dangers associated with informal mining, which has surged in recent years. It's Mali's second deadly mining accident in less than 3 weeks, and Mali, being one of the world's largest and biggest gold producers, has its mining activity unregulated, according to several reports. And now to the foreign scene, where at least 9 people have died over the weekend as heavy rain drenched parts of the southeastern U.S., submerging roads and houses. According to Kentucky's governor, Andy Beshear, 8 people had died in his state. He stated this yesterday at the news conference and hinted that the total could increase. However, he warned residents to stay off the roads now to stay alive. Governor Beshear wrote on X that there were over 300 road closures. He also said that he had written to the White House requesting an emergency disaster declaration and federal funds for affected areas. Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina were under some type of storm-related alert this weekend. Still on the foreign scene, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he's working to make U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to remove and resettle Gaza population a reality. Netanyahu stated this after a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jerusalem on Sunday. He said he and Rubio had discussed ways to implement Trump's vision, adding that the U.S. and Israel had a common position on Gaza. This follows U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal to take over Gaza and removal of the 2 million Palestinians there to neighboring countries. However, the United Nations has warned that any forced displacement of civilians from occupied territory is strictly prohibited under international law and tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Likewise, Palestinian and Arab leaders have widely rejected Trump's Gaza takeover plan, with the Palestinian Authority and Hamas emphasizing that Palestinian land is not for sale. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to the World News on Honor 103.5 FM Ibadan. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at Honor FM 103.5. You can also listen live on Radio Garden app at Honor FM Ibadan. And now to business news. On top of the business news this afternoon, the federal government has promised to investigate the alleged hoarding of relief materials meant for internally displaced persons across the country. The Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Aliyu Ahmed, disclosed this after uncovering relief supplies hoarded inside classrooms at the Jurumi IDP camp in Abuja. Hence, the Commissioner has announced that there are plans to set up a committee to investigate similar cases in other IDP camps across the country. He assured the IDPs of the government's continued commitment to their welfare and pledged to support their education by working with Universal Basic Education Commission to provide teachers for displaced children. And I'll see you on the world news, of course, now to the entertainment scene, where Nigeria's multi-award-winning author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie has announced the birth of her twins with husband Ivara Esege. Chimamanda disclosed the good news during an interview where she spoke also about her new book, Dream Count, Council Culture and other topics. The 47-year-old author revealed that she welcomed her twins months ago but kept the news private because she wants to protect her children. Chimamanda disclosed that many didn't know that she got married in 2009, noting further that Nigerians are nosy people, which has made her a bit hesitant to talk about her family in public. And it's still the world news on 103.5 FM. And let's take sports stories, where Arsenal star Ethan Iwaneri has broken a Premier League record previously held by teammate Bukayo Saka during the Gunners' 2-0 win over Leicester City. Iwaneri has had a breakout session at Arsenal this campaign under Mikel Arteta, as the 17-year-old has made 24 appearances for the Gunners in his first full season. During Arsenal's 2-0 Premier League win against Leicester City, Iwaneri became the youngest player to complete 5 or more dribbles and assist a goal in a single match at age 17 and 331 days. The record was previously held by Saka at the age of 18 and 164 days against Newcastle in 2020. Last month, Iwaneri also became the second youngest Englishman to score in the Champions League after his win against Girona. In the same period, Iwaneri also became the second youngest Arsenal player to score in the Premier League after Cesc Fabregas way back. And that's about it on the world news on 103.5 FM. But before we go, here is a recap of the major stories. We brought you a report from the national scene that the federal government has called for human deportation of Nigerians by the United States. And on the foreign scene, we reported also that dozens have been killed in latest mine accident at illegal mine site in Mali. And on the foreign scene, we reported that Netanyahu has stated his readiness to embrace United States resettling Gaza's population. reported in Business World that the federal government has announced a probe into hoarding of IDP's relief materials. And the entertainment, we reported also that award-winning Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie has announced birth of her new twins at age 47. And finally, in sport, we reported that Arsenal star Nwaneri has broken Saka's EPL record. And for eyewitness report, news pension, news coverage, and news commercials, contact the Honor FM newsroom on 081 767 55555 or 091 360 01035. You can also visit our website at honorfm1035.net for more information. The news was packaged and produced by Temi Tokwe Dada. Once and again, I am Anuluakbo Idowu. Good afternoon.
And that was the news on Honor 103.5 FM.